There is a new FPS arena shooter out right now that you need to play. It's an incredibly fresh take on a genre that honestly needs a fresh take right about now. With other FPS games like Call of Duty and XDefiant, rest in peace, taking massive dumps on their fan bases, the genre really needs a new game to bring people back. And I'm happy to say that it's yet another free-to-play live service game that has the potential to get shut down after a year. Yeah, I'm upset because I remember XDefiant. I remember the potential that game had, and I remember how Ubisoft left that game to rot. However, I think Splitgate 2 has something going for it that XDefiant and Call of Duty do not have. A dev team and, more importantly, a publisher that cares. The game opens with a video from who I assume are the lead developers on the project. This is a wonderful opening to a game. 1047 Games have really put their hearts in their sleeves with this game, and I think that's great. It was really refreshing to see a game open with actual people and not just some faceless corporation putting on another product. It gives me a little hope that this game will last for more than a year. And while I have some issues with this game, particularly with my connection quality, it is an insanely fun and refreshing cross between Halo and Portal that I think you should download. It's on Steam, it's on consoles. Give it a shot, you won't be disappointed. In most of the footage you're watching, I've been playing with keyboard and mouse on my PC, and for reasons that I won't get into, I can't use LAN connection on my PC, but I can on my Xbox, so I tried it there, and when the connection is good, it's really good. I'm adjusting to controller controls, but it's still fun, it's still the same game, however mouse and keyboard is just straight up better. So what exactly is this game, and what's so great about it? Well, like I said earlier, it feels like a cross between Halo and Portal. The guns are fun to shoot, the abilities are super unique, and the graphics are also pretty unique. I am always very wary of a futuristic art style that many shooters have these days, and I'm happy to say that Splitgate 2 looks good. Damn good. And it feels damn good to play. Let's break it down though. The best way to play the game is to just jump straight into the Arena Quick Play playlist. This playlist boots 8 players into a variety of game modes, including classics like Team Deathmatch and Domination, but also some more unique ones like Split Ball, which is kind of like a fun take on Capture the Flag, and Hot Zone, which is like a fun spin on Hardpoint from Call of Duty, if you know what I'm talking about. Games are broken down into matches. To win a game, you must win the best of 5 matches. If you're playing a game like Domination or Hot Zone, the location of objectives can change between matches to add more replayability. Matches are quick, fun, and they never overstay their welcome. When you join a game, it's important to pick the right faction. The game does a great job of explaining what each faction is and how the 3 factions are great for different playstyles. The arrows are for those who want to get kills and move fast. Their main ability is Rush, which gives them a temporary speed boost, faster reload speed, and reduces the delay from being shot to their health regenerating. This means that if you're a player who likes to move in and get kills quickly, this is the faction for you. But if you're someone who doesn't quite want to be in the limelight, consider the Meridian faction. These are the healers of Splitgate 2. Their ability, Hypersight, allows your team to see enemies through walls if they are within a certain distance. Their passive trait grants all members of their team faster health regeneration. And finally, my favorite faction so far is the Sabrask. Think of these factions as the heavy objective-based guys for the people who want to focus on objectives rather than kills or support. Their Smart Wall ability is very similar to like the Mag Barrier from XDefiant, rest in peace, as it's a slightly curved wall that you and your allies can shoot through, but your enemies cannot. Their passive trait allows you and your allies' equipment to recharge faster. Generally speaking, you want your team to have one of each faction. If everyone is running the same faction, that means your team is losing out on vital passive abilities that can make or break matches. Moving on to weapons, each faction has their own type of weapons. Each faction has equivalent weapons to other factions. What I mean by that is that each faction has an assault rifle, a shotgun, a sniper, you get the point. While each faction's weapons are different, they all kind of have the same function. In terms of progression, there's a lot here. We not only rank up in each faction, but each gun also has a level system. By leveling up our faction, we unlock new perks. By leveling up our weapons, we unlock new attachments, and if you max out your weapons levels, you get a little badge to put in your player card. Attachments for weapons are pretty standard stuff, not really gonna lie. We got extended mags, barrel extenders, rapid fire grips, that sort of thing. Nothing really revolutionary in that department. I do enjoy, though, the perks. Perks are specific to each faction, unlike Call of Duty where perks are just kind of unlocked as you level up. In Splitgate 2, you have to play as a specific faction if you want to unlock those perks for that faction. Like I said, there's a lot of progression here, and that's good. That's what keeps people playing your game. People play shooters to work towards something, or to play with their friends. This was one of the many critiques that people had for XDefiant. There was very little to do beyond the battle pass and the camo grinding. That simply doesn't cut it in this competitive market. Splitgate 2 understands this and gives players lots to work toward. Something else that helps Splitgate 2 is a lot of variety in game modes that we have to play. Sure, we have the Arena Quick Play playlist, but we also have a 3-team 8v8v8 onslaught mode where you are in much larger maps and larger battles. So if the quick action really isn't your thing, you've got something a little bit more laid back that might just keep you interested. They also seem to cycle out other fun modes like Shoddy Snipers, which is just snipers and shotguns. These seem to rotate in and out, meaning there's always something new to play. However, the biggest thing that Splitgate 2 has to offer is user-generated content. You can create your own maps, play on other people's maps, host them privately or publicly to create a theoretically infinite amount of content for this game. We have tons of creative works in the map browser, as well as recreations of classic Call of Duty maps. With this feature, the game goes from being just another free-to-play basic FPS game to one that allows for player creativity to drive the game forward. Of course, this means that the game will be getting new content for years to come, hopefully. But even after the game dies out, players will still be there to create their own content for others to play. However, I do have my fears about this project. Last year, I was hooked on XDefiant. I was convinced that given the right budget, time, and love, it would be a fantastic competitor to Call of Duty. But for a variety of reasons, it's gone. You cannot play it anymore. I cannot play it anymore. The game that got me back into shooters after a decade of not playing them simply is not playable. All I have left are the memories and the archive channel that I am now uploading content on. Something deep inside me is fearful of these free-to-play games now. I spent $70 on the Ultimate Founders Pack for XDefiant. Thankfully, Ubisoft refunded that shit, but I still lost out on all the other cosmetics that I chose to buy and support the game with. When I look at Splitgate 2's store page, I'm reminded of XDefiant and what happened to that game. I see massive Founders bundles and I feel worried. So with Splitgate 2, I did things differently. Instead of giving them a massive chunk of money and just praying that this thing works, I just got the starter pack. $5. I'm willing to give them a little bit of money, but I've been burned too many times. This live action, free-to-play, games as a service thing has gotten to me, and I will not allow myself to fall into this trap again. And I suggest you do the same. If you've already spent money on the game, that's fine. Just be wary of what you're buying and know that someday it will be gone forever. If it's 1 year or several years, it will happen. The game will die. But don't let that sappy shit stop you from enjoying and supporting a dev team that you like and the art that you enjoy from them. So far, this game gives me a lot of hope, and I'm happy to see it do well. My only hope right now is that the owners of 1047 don't sell out to some bigger company who then ruins it all. Right now, it kind of feels like a AA game, not quite a AAA experience, but not a full-on indie game. It feels like it's hitting a sweet spot between a big corporation that knows nothing about the art of it all and a tiny dev team with no money. I don't think this game will replace COD or replace XDefiant in my mind, or that classic arcade arena shooter. It's going to make its own way, and I think plenty of people would love a boots on the ground mode, but I think the movement makes it feel unique amongst a sea of other realistic shooters. At the end of the day, I think you should give the game a chance. It's free. If you like shooting people in games, why not give it a go? Anyway, let me know what you guys think of Splitgate 2 so far, and are you worried about it being another free-to-play, games-as-a-service thing out there? It just feels like we're having so many games out there today that are just, you don't actually own them, you just play them. And after XDefiant, I'm really worried. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you want to play Splitgate 2 with me, or you want to have some friends to play it with, consider joining my Discord server below. There's some people in there that might be willing to play it with you. Anyway, that's about it. See you guys all in the next video.